everyone, and welcome to the second episode of the English podcast on Dolce Far Calcio. With me today, as always, Dishan, our coordinator,
Always here.
and from the lands down
Far
away in Wales, we have Harry.
How are we? You okay? Looking forward to it today. It'll be a good one.
Absolutely. Are you good?
Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm really good.
How's the weather in
Yeah.
Wales? How's the weather in Wales?
Actually really nice. Not as warm as it is with you guys, but it's been really sunny, and I think that's been really nice. I was out with with my mates over the weekend and just having the nice weather. Just, vibes are always immaculate when the sun's out, right?
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Yeah, we in Rome we have almost a barbecue weather.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, don't, because that just makes me so jealous. I want to be out there, man. Like,
We are
Out
flowers
there.
blooming.
don't. Again, that's one thing that I noticed the difference of is, as much as the sun's out, you can still tell it's the start of spring and not summer yet.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
So, guys, after this little chat between us that maybe we could have done outside the podcast,
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
we
We
start,
speak such like nonsense before these videos start that when we start
did you
talking
call me a
nonsense on
nonce?
there, it just normal.
Did you call
No,
me a
not
nonce?
quite, not quite. No, although I probably should.
Okay.
Oh no.
We can actually start with our podcast because we had a lot of things to talk about with a pretty full Serie A weekend. And so we can start with the first segment of our podcast, Why So Serie A. And with you, Harry, I want to talk about the first thing, the battle on top between Napoli and Inter. What do you think about the game? What this game can leave to the teams after? What's the situation for you after the game on top of the Serie A table?
Okay, so I noticed that obviously Inter and Napoli, I think we can all agree, haven't had the best time of it lately. A draw is a good result probably for Inter, especially with the way they played. They weren't good. I mean, we were talking about this before the video started. You look at the stats, particularly maybe possession, XG, total shots. Nothing really happened for Inter in the game other than a fantastic goal from DiMarco. I think Napoli will probably feel quite disheartened by the result. I think with the way they played, the way they dominated a lot of the game and a lot of aspects of the game, probably should have won. They did well to get that Philip Billing goal. Bournemouth fans will be happy with that, to see him succeeding. I think with the table the way it is, and like I said, the way that Napoli and Inter have maybe struggled in recent games, Napoli have had 4 draws in the last 5 games. Inter have had 2 losses, 2 wins, and a draw. For 2 teams battling for the Scudetto, it's not happy watchings. It's a good thing for them that the other teams below them are also not doing great. Juve being the only real on-form team.
You were
still,
4 weeks ago
6
was
points behind.
16 point behind, and right now is only 6.
Exactly. So it does show how the 2 teams at the top have maybe slowed down quite a lot. I didn't really manage to watch the entire game, so I can only go off the bits that I watched and the highlights and the stats. One thing that I did see, and I think most people who are Serie A fans, and even some who aren't, would have seen, is DiMarco's free kick. 2 weeks ago, we talked about DiMarco, about how he is, I mean, in my opinion, certainly the best left back in the world, and undoubtedly up there, regardless of if you're a Serie A or an Inter or an Italian fan. He is phenomenal. That free kick, it's the same as, was it Sule scored for Roma the other week? Just absolutely pinpoint in that top corner. You don't get anything better than that from that area. So again, really great goal. That kind of makes a really terrible Inter performance look slightly better. I don't know if you agree with me on that or not.
I don't think you can rate the almost abysmal performance by Inter on Saturday only with the goal that DiMarco scored. It was a beauty, was incredible. One of the best free kicks we've seen in years. the first left-footed free kick in the Maradona Stadium since the change of the name to Diego Armando Maradona. Yeah, but I saw the whole game. I did not like Inter, how they played, how they managed to build something during the difficult times that during the game hit them. Like for example, the Di Marco injury, the Çalhanoğlu injury. They were completely overrun by Napoli during the second half. The thing is, as you said, the two teams are not in maybe the best spirit of form. Napoli drew in the last 4 games, and lost one against Como 2 weeks ago. Yes, but the first draws are different from the last one.
The last one
Because-
is like a victory, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. Also because the first few draws were like against Lazio, where he drew. Lazio scored at the 87th
Like
minute.
stupid draws.
Stupid though. Against Roma, scored the 1-1 goal with Angelino during the added time. It's different. They are really different games. This was the first game in like a month that I saw a great Napoli team.
And we have to point out that the Inter did, I think, the worst match of the season.
Absolutely.
A lot of confusion.
Without a doubt.
Absolutely. Like we said yesterday in the Italian podcast, the thing that struck me the most in a bad way is that Inzaghi, during the difficult times, during the actual games, it's really
He went like crazy when
it's like a kite in the wind. He completely follows the wind that comes against Inter a lot of the times. It's not the best commander that you need to have during emergencies.
No, I mean, I'm a big fan of Inzaghi, and I would think, like we said 2 weeks ago, I think the stuff he's done,
one
the
of the
changes
best,
he's made,
it's the same thing we
coaches,
said yesterday.
one of the best
phenomenal.
managers
Exactly.
preparing the games before in Europe. But when you need to have a iron fist during the games, when things are not going so good, I think it is a little bit more
in distress.
Yeah,
He's in distress.
exactly.
Like we said yesterday, Inzaghi is a great coach. Nothing to talk about it. But what we saw in Napoli, you can clearly see that it was so difficult because, like I said yesterday, of course, there's a clip of the match where he got a yellow card because he was in the middle of the pitch telling things and then changing. You can hear from the mic that he called for a 4-4-2, then he calls a 3-5-2, and Dumfries didn't hear the message.
For 5 minutes, Inter didn't even play with a left back.
Yeah.
I think stuff like that really, it kind of shows why Inter played that badly as well. You know, it's a lack of communication from the bench to the players. It's a mess. That's the easiest way to say it's a mess.
That's the thing we're saying, that Inzaghi, when the times are tough, is not the best. It goes really in distress. It's not as good as when he prepares the game when
the game goes as he wants.
Exactly.
No, exactly. But I think that's the same with a lot of managers, where you can say
no
when the game goes well,
I don't think
he's
so.
amazing.
If you look at Conte
in terms
the other
of
night,
when they do well, you get praise. When they do badly, they get
bro.
bad. But
I think Inzaghi is one of the best managers in Europe, but this flaw is enormous a lot of the times, and that's why I think is not as revered and hyped outside of Italy, because a lot of the times
that is true.
When the things do not go as planned, when the game does not follow the script, it becomes a little
There's confusion.
Yeah, confusional in every way. If you look at the game, Conte losing 1-0 for a lot of the time was much more in control of the game and of the players.
Yeah. The other thing I was going to ask you is, we've spoken about obviously Inter playing terribly, Inzaghi, his flaws, all of that. What about Napoli? What about the goal scorer more specifically, Philip Billing? You know, what are your thoughts on the goal? What are your thoughts on him as a player coming from the
I'm not a
bench?
huge fan of the transfer window that Napoli completed in January, because I think losing Kvaratskhelia and not replacing him properly, that's a bit of a mistake, because you're playing for the Scudetto.
Yeah, it was hard.
It was hard
It was
because
hard.
Napoli tried to get Garnacho, Adeyemi,
To replace
at the
all
end,
those
San
players,
Maximin.
it was really tough.
Yeah.
Mm.
Billing was a player that I didn't know as much as a lot of the others that were thrown around.
Billing was one of those players in the Prem where everyone kind of knew who he was, but I wouldn't say anyone really thought, oh, wow, he is incredible. He was always there kind of thing. He was a good player for Bournemouth at times. He did really well for them at times.
Yeah, I know that in September he had a falling out with the manager. That's why he didn't play this season.
I have to say, as a Brit watching Serie A, and especially when you watch like a big team like Napoli, who won the Scudetto 2 seasons ago, and they bring in Scott McTominay. When that happened, we thought, what is going on? This flop, maybe not flop at Man United, but this player who wasn't.
But
what you'd
we talked about
consider
this during this season. You saw how
phenomenal player.
Okay,
phenomenal. He's been amazing for them.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah, and I have to say, I will take back what I said to you at the start of the season when I said I
remember talking with him in September, and he says, McTominay is
It's the same with Colomoni.
Yeah, agreed. I think this is what you said to me in September, Yak, and this is something that I thoroughly agree with. Is I think a lot of us kind of looked at McTominay and thought he's not great, he's not good.
No one is great at Man United. No one.
That's what I was going to say. Maybe I think it wasn't him being the problem. You look at Anthony now, who's gone obviously to Real Betis on loan.
Anthony, I don't think it seems like 100 million player, but he seems like a good player now.
But I think it's also he's been allowed to play in a position that works for him so well. Also, the other person I was going to mention now, who is similar in terms of a Premier League midfielder who maybe hasn't hit the heights in the Prem that maybe were expected of him, Napoli have signed, and was man of the match in this game, Billy Gilmour.
Billy Gilmour was phenomenal against Inter. It was my favorite performance from the night. And I loved how, because a lot of the people say that Inter played with a lot of injuries, so a lot of players missed the game. Yeah, but Napoli played the game against Inter without Neres and Anguissa.
Yeah, it was.
I think the only main injury that Inter were missing was probably Jan Sommer. Okay, Zalewski, Darmian, Calcio.
Yeah, but Martinez had a few good saves.
He's phenomenal. He was probably one of Inter's better players on the night.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But the thing that I want to say is that Gilmour had a tough job replacing Anguissa. Also because that's the first time that Napoli played with 2 plays instead of 1 play that is Lobotka and 2 strong physically and with a high intensity center midfielders like McTominay and Anguissa. This was the first time with 2 plays, and Gilmour was phenomenal. I loved him. I really think he could be the 12th man for Napoli. I would love to see him as the first substitution during the games. Yeah. And I say that maybe Lobotka could go away, not this summer and maybe next one, and we are not so in trouble as I thought. Because this Gilmour, I really loved him.
No, 100%. And I think it's nice for players like Scott McTominay, Billy Gilmour, Philip Billing, Zumbo Anguissa is another one. He was a Fulham player. It's nice to see these players thrive when, obviously people call the Premier League the best league in the world, and it probably is, and I would agree that it is. However, it's nice to see these players who maybe don't suit the league.
For the spectacle, intensities too, but the fact is, UK as a whole is a lot of UK centric.
It's completely different.
So if you see, like for example, and we are going past everything else we need to talk about, so it's really fast thing that I'm gonna say. If an English player doesn't play in the Premier League, for him to go to the national team is almost impossible.
Really difficult.
If you're not Bellingham, you cannot play in the national league playing outside of England. The only
No, and it's also it's
like
you have
look
to
at
be,
Tomori.
like, the best of
Tomori
the best,
and one of his was an incredible player for Milan in the last seasons. Was maybe one of the best
never been
defenders during the
selected.
Milan season of the Scudetto. He didn't even he wasn't called
No, yeah.
for the national team, and that's something. Smalling played
Smalling
really
played
good
really
with
good.
Roma a lot of years, never called. And if you think about who played for the England defense
They're
the
not
last
worth
years,
those players.
Harry Maguire.
Which is the founder, almost.
No, exactly. I do agree. Maybe Smalling was a good player, but Tomori definitely should have been in that England
exactly.
squad.
Exactly.
He was phenomenal in those years. Like, yeah, I mean, I wasn't ever a big fan of Gareth Southgate's slander. I think he was, he did what he needed to do. Maybe he could have
Bro,
done more,
with
maybe
that
less,
team,
but
you
Tomori
should
had
have
to be
won
in that.
something with that team.
Whoa. What do you mean you?
Not you,
sorry,
not
sorry.
you as
Yeah,
you, but
careful
I
there.
think you as Southgate.
Yeah.
Yeah, Southgate. Yeah, exactly. I was going to say. Yeah,
We
England
know
definitely
that you're
should have
an
won
England
something.
fan, right down
mate,
to
We
the
all
bone.
know
Mate,
it.
don't, honestly. No, I think England should have won something. They really should have. I think Tomori, it's little decisions like Tomori, but then being the England coach is one of the hardest jobs in the world. That I do agree with. And you can't please anyone. But that was a mistake that I think a lot of people could see. I'm going to move on and try and see. I want to know what your opinions are on the Milan-Lazio game, which I would say is probably the other massive game from the weekend.
Milan Lazio's been a nice game.
Nice game. I think yesterday
Unless you're a Milan fan.
we had here
We had a discussion about this.
your Lazio friend Corrado and our friend Corrado. We talked about it. I think
It proved the situation of
Lazio
Milan.
should have closed the game much sooner than the 98 minutes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Because in the first half they should have won 2-0.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
In the second half, Milan fought back, tried a little bit more, but with a lot of confusion. Then they went also one man down.
Yeah, Pavlovic, I think it was such a silly challenge. Or actually, I agree with what you say. Like, Lazio should have put the game to bed, and it was their fault that they didn't.
He risked it too
what-
much, looking for the situation in Milanese as well, which was proven yesterday. With Lazio.
Yeah, I think Lazio played a game. You look at their stats, you look at XG, 3.08 XG compared to Milan's 1.45, and the momentum of the game as well. The first half is so dominated by Lazio in phases. They played the counter-attacking football really well, but I'd say one player I was really disappointed by was Buladia. I mean, I don't know if you both watched the game, but the chances that he missed, I just think a player of his quality and who's been as good as he has for Lazio this season, I don't know, you expect more from him. I think Chauner, when he came on, again, probably similar problem, just didn't really do much.
The fact is, for me,
when he was starting, sorry.
I imagined a different reaction from Lazio to the Pavlovic red card. I imagine they got a little bit more in their bag to take control of the game in the second half that spoke a lot of Milan. But at the same time, Lazio was a little bit more asleep. It seems like, okay, we are 1-0, they are one man down, we are okay. You're not okay if you allow Chukwueze to score with a header. That is something.
Can I say, what a fantastic header.
Yeah, bro, but if you think about some players, Milan players, or also Serie A players that could have scored a header.
It was the last person
Is
you think
Chukwueze the
of.
first name that comes to mind?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Bro, I think he's like 150.
Exactly. I think one person who I'm really disappointed by after the start he's had for his Milan career was Jimenez. You didn't know he was there. The only time I saw him was on the screen was
I'm
when
a
he got the
little bit
yellow.
disappointed because I also have him in my fantasy football team. So
Well,
I
I
hoped
can't laugh. I
That's
did
fine.
terribly in Fantasy Calcio this week.
I won.
Or you won?
I still won because of combiners yesterday.
Ah, yeah.
Robocop.
But that's yeah. But the thing I want to talk about more about the Milan situation. Obviously, before talking about the Milan situation, I want to close the Lazio talk with an incredible shout out. That is not like we need to do it because he is a phenomenal champion, and to Pedro.
Oh, what a man! What a
Pedrito
man.
always on point.
The Heisman
he's
from
always
Spain.
He's always been the player who, well, this season particularly, I remember being at Lazio Porto in the Europa League at the start of the season. What was it, like 93rd, 95th minute winner?
Oh yeah, with
Milan,
shot,
98th minute winner. Like, he comes up when Lazio need him, and that sums up to me the quality that he still has at his age. He's 37, and he's just phenomenal, isn't he? And I think Lazio had a few players who played well. It's just as a team they didn't counter and didn't, work well with finishing. Isaacson, he's been phenomenal recently. Really, really good. I wasn't really happy with him before the last few games, and then suddenly just something switched, and he's just become a nightmare for defenders to handle. Zaccagni, man of the match. He is captain, leading by example, and his other player on the left with him, Nuno Tavares. You know how much I rate him. Phenomenal. I'm using the word phenomenal so much today, but it's just how I feel about these players. Like, he is a player that I think Lazio need to do their best to hold on to, because the big teams are going to come in.
Absolutely.
The big teams are going to come in.
Before talking about a little bit about Milan, I want to say hi to Alberto that wrote in chat, and he asked you a question. He asked you, Harry, he says, Atletico or Real Madrid?
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I think it's a Ness in there, is it? So yeah,
But
I'm going to say Real.
Obviously, we're going to talk about
that
the
later,
game a little bit after it. But the first, something really quick, a flash, Atletico Real tonight.
You're asking me what I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, which
okay,
one?
A flash one.
A flash one. Between Atletico and Real.
Obviously, we're going to talk more after.
Real.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. So Alberto, you have your answer is Real Madrid for Harry.
Now you can leave if you want.
We hope not, because obviously
we love you.
We
love
want
you,
you. I want to talk about the Milan situation because I think it's quite tragic.
Yeah, it's
we talked.
Can I say
talked
ridiculous? Ridiculous.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday.
We talked it so much.
The thing is, I don't feel that you developed more with the team, with the actual play style and everything with Conceição than was before with Fonseca.
I think if anything, it's just confused the situation for them. I don't know how you feel about that. Milan seems to be in this mess, this rut at the minute, and I don't think Conceição was the person to get them out of it.
The fact is, I don't think Fonseca did a good job, but Conceição is doing worse, so much worse, because if you think about it, Fonseca had 17 points in the first 10 games during the season. Conceição has 14 with a better team because in January a lot of the players came and a lot of the players that didn't play so good in the first half of the season for Milan went away. You have something different. You have a different type of players with you. The players they weren't with Fonseca, so right now they should play much better, and they are not. Conceição has done the awful job of worsening a lot of the players that played good with Fonseca, like Reinders, like Pulisic. A lot of them that played, they were the best players in the Fonseca era. Right now, Reinders doesn't score anymore like he used to. Pulisic, the same.
No.
Leao is still a...
Rafael Leao hasn't scored a goal in San Siro in the Serie A this season.
Who?
Rafa Leao.
Leao, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
He didn't score none.
No, in San Siro, none.
No.
Wow.
How crazy is that?
It's crazy also because that tells you a lot about the Milan season. And the fact is, if I think about the actual replacement, actual guy that, because I think it's almost obvious that Conceição will not be the Milan manager after the end of the season.
No, I don't think
No,
so.
definitely not.
Because with the loss on Sunday and the loss on Tuesday was against Bologna.
Yeah.
You said completely bye to the Champions League train. It's done. It's over. You are too far away from the from Juventus and Lazio. Also,
Yeah,
with this Milan, you are not gonna be able to
recover it.
to cover the lost ground.
This season is gone, and I think.
Who do you think is a good replacement? Who do you think could be a good manager for Milan next season with the current squad? We're not gonna be doing Fanta transfer market, but
I think it depends on who's available as well. I think there aren't really that many managers who I could say, are free to come in now who would go in well. I think a Jurgen Klopp would have been brilliant, but again, he's got his own job. He's he's
yeah,
not
I think
available.
we've seen maybe the last of Jurgen Klopp as a manager.
Probably. I mean, I think he would have done really
It's
well.
a shame.
Because he's so good at connecting to the fan bases, and I think that is one of the main issues that Milan have at the minute is the way they've played. The fans aren't behind their team. You saw, I mean, obviously I was watching the British coverage of the game, and even the Brits, like the commentators, even they know about the problems with the ultras and the fans and the team at the minute. With was it 15 minutes of protest outside the stadium? Jurgen Klopp is the type of manager who would have been able to sort that. So I thought he, in a hypothetical world, that would have been great. Obviously, one manager who's not in a job at the minute is Zidane, but I don't think Milan right now in the state they're in have the pulling power for Zidane. Honestly, there aren't really many managers that come to mind, to be honest. I don't think there are that many at the level that Milan want who can actually...
You're thinking a lot of with the ideas that it should be a foreign manager. If you think about it, Sarri is available.
Sarri, yeah.
De Rossi is available.
He's available. You'll have Gasperini as well.
Gasperini could be
Gasperini
available.
won't leave.
Could
Do
be
you think he'll
available.
leave Atalanta?
More than probably.
He said that he's not going to renew the contract, and after the season, they are going to talk about the contract ends next summer,
Okay.
2026.
Then I quite like that one. Then I like for Milan. I think that would be a really good one. Gasperini.
I don't think Gasperini should be the choice only because Gasperini is really
Actually,
vocal and
Yeah.
I actually don't see Gasperini in any other team rather than Atalanta at the moment.
No, same.
he could do something, but not with a big team.
Yeah.
Maybe he needs a
Whether
smaller
he
team that
leaves
he
Italy as
can
well.
rise above
Yeah.
with that team. But
Yeah.
I don't know if Milan shouldn't be his place. I think De Zerbi could leave Marseille, and
De Zerbi
Zerbi
would be a nice
could be
one.
a nice one.
De Zerbi would be a really good one. I think him
He's also a
going
Milan
to
fan,
Marseille in the first place
so
was a weird one.
I think Milan, after the two worst experiments in the last 10 years as managers, and they experimented with Seedorf as a manager and a lot of others.
They tried everything.
They tried everything in these 10 years. I think they should go with an experienced Serie A coach, not with a great man or a great manager from other parts of Europe.
Or a former player trying to make it as a manager either.
Yeah, it should be, but someone that knows
No,
how
that's what I'm
to.
saying. I think it needs. I
Italian
think what they
tactics.
need now is they need someone proven. Like you say, I don't think they should go for someone who is an ex-player and they're just being like, "Oh, you used to play for us, the fans love it." I think it
And,
needs
and
someone who's
start,
been
exactly,
guided to wins.
they should not go with a starting manager that is like the first job or something like that.
Not at all. It needs to be someone proven.
Exactly.
Okay.
Before we
what
go
about
and
the
talk
other
about the European fixtures, I want to ask you about the Atalanta situation, really fast, and the Roma situation.
Okay.
Two quick
well,
thoughts about it.
Yeah, if we're going to do it quickly, I think Atalanta are in a mess. I think they had the chance, like I said earlier, with the way that Inter and Napoli have really kind of slowed down and not been on the best of form, fighting for the Scudetto. It's Atalanta. It was there for the stealing, and they've been
They
just
drew
as bad,
against
if not arguably
Venezia, they
worse.
drew against Cagliari, they drew against Torino in the last 4 weeks. So a lot of points lost in a lot of the games they should have won.
There's a lot
they've
of
got
points lost in those days.
Yeah.
Serie A. A
Yeah.
lot.
I think that top, maybe I'd say top 5, maybe you could argue top 6 is so interesting. And this is the reason I love Serie A, is because you never know what's going to happen. Inter, 27 games played, and they're only a point clear, 2 points away from third. No, sorry, not 2 points away from third, 3 points away from third. But you know what I mean? It's so tight up there. And Atalanta should have taken the lead. They should have. They weren't playing, like Venezia now. No disrespect to Venezia. It's a game they have to
play
win.
Juventus this week as well.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a massive game for them. It's if they don't win that, then they go even more points behind. Juve would, if Juve beat them, they're equal on points.
I'll stop you right now because I want to close the episode today with your prediction for next week Serie A. So then we can clip it, and if you're wrong, you're gonna be.
I'm gonna look like a knob.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah,
exactly.
That's fine. Okay. I mean, one thing I want to point out, because we didn't clip it, and I think we should have, is the Champions League predictions we had last time. But we'll talk about that next.
Yeah. Right now
it was too awful. We would risk getting arrested.
Yeah. It almost seemed like we were the bad luck that brought every team.
Exactly. That was too much tension.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think we probably will need to be a bit more careful with the UCL ones now. However, for Saturday, for this weekend,
Italians is fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we only had
we still got Inter,
and Inter, obviously.
Yeah. Okay, so when you look at the Serie A fixtures for this week, the big game that really strikes me, the two are Napoli, Fiorentina.
No, bro. I want to close the episode.
You want to close it? You don't want to do it now?
Well, that's the last thing you're gonna say today.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
So you have a lot of time to think about it.
Oh no, I know exactly what I'm gonna say.
Perfect.
But yeah, that's fine. We'll move on. Do you want to talk now maybe about? So we've looked at Atalanta. I think Roma again is something we need to talk about because they have revitalized their season since Claudio Ranieri came in. I think in 2025 they have scored the most points in Serie A. They were so far behind the teams that are now around them. They're pushing up towards those European places. I remember when we did the derby in January, I think there was something ridiculous like 16 or 12 or, it was over 10 points between Lazio and Roma.
It was too far down to see. And yesterday we talked about it and we said the title that we used for Roma was that the dark times have finished. Are finished. It's over. The war is over for Roma. Maybe, And the only thing I want to ask you before going to the European side of football this week, so we can actually change to that, is do you think Roma right now, as of the 2 points behind the Fiorentina in the 7th place for the Conference League spot, do you think they should only focus on Europa League or focus also on the remontada in the season during the Serie A?
Remontada in Serie A as well. I don't think you can, in the situation they're in and how well they're playing, the results they're getting, I don't think you can just say, oh yeah, but we're in 8th. But when you think about it, yeah, they're in 8th. But like you say, they're 2 points behind Fiorentina, they're 4 points behind Bologna, and only 7 points behind Lazio, who are in 5th. So when you think about it like that, it's really, they've not got anything to lose by going up. They've had such a torrid season to start with. This revitalization has been brilliant. Anything they do from this point on will be a win regardless. If they stay and finish in 8th and, play okay for the rest, they'll have still done better than what they were doing at the start of the season. Like I said, most points got by any team in 2025. If
Yeah.
they end up finishing in 7th, 6th, get into a European place, that is a very, very good season when you consider where they were.
Exactly.
don't
If you
think- I don't
consider
think
where
they've
they
got anything
were,
to
because if
lose.
you consider a normal season, that's a disappointing season for a team that
Absolutely.
spends more than 100 millions on the transfer market in the summer.
No, exactly. And I think, one shout out to the main man in Roma's team, and the most obvious one is Dybala. What a player. I mean, he is just phenomenal.
Dybala brings in quality,
It's
Absolutely.
ridiculous.
experience.
Absolutely.
He is that guy for Roma, and I think he's been the guy that they're lucky to have. I think without him, maybe they wouldn't be in the situation they're in. Ranieri, brilliant manager. I'm a big fan. Everyone in the UK remembers what he did with Leicester. But him and Dybala together have been the two kind of points that have made this Roma team quite successful in 2025. Yeah, okay, they might not win a trophy this year. The Europa League's still a very, very competitive competition. You've got big teams in there, Man United, Tottenham, Lazio, which a lot of fans were probably disappointed when the Rome derby wasn't going to be happening in the next round of the Europa League. But we could still get a Derby della
But
Capitale
I think
final.
it's better this way. I think it's better this way.
Yeah,
It's
I think
going
so as
good.
well. But
So-
yeah, no, I have to say, really good. Really, really good.
So we have arrived to the second segment of our episode. It's obviously Inspector Europe, in which we're gonna talk about the European games, this week. We're starting with today's program. I'm gonna say it. Obviously, we're not gonna talk about every game, but today we start with Bruges Aston Villa.
Before we go into this, can I just give a shout out to Baz, who's watching this at home now? Yeah, big up Baz.
Sorry.
What you said?
Oh, I'm just giving a shout out to my friend Baz. I think he deserves a
okay.
shout out. He's
Hi
watching.
from
He's just
Italy.
texted me saying he's really, he's
Hi.
just saying he's really enjoying it. Him and his mates. So yeah, I appreciate that. But yeah, sorry to
Much
interrupt. Let's get on with it.
Okay, so we can start with Aston Villa, Bruges Aston Villa.
What do you think?
It's gonna kick off in a little bit more than half an hour.
Honestly, I think it's going to be a Villa win. I think in Bruges as well. I think it'll be a tight one, and
We said the same thing for Atalanta.
yeah, maybe like a 1-0 win. I think
And
Bruges
I
are
think
a team
Atalanta is
that
better
can't
than
be
Aston
underrated.
Villa.
You think Atalanta are better than Villa?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I disagree. I think Aston Villa
Okay,
is so
Harry,
underrated.
thank you for being with us.
We're gonna
We're gonna get
salute Terry.
Controversial opinions a bit
No,
early.
we're
No,
here.
I think Villa are a better team than
Villa
Atalanta.
is a good
I'll die on my
team,
hill.
but Atalanta won the Europa League last season. They are only better this season.
On form as well. When you look at on form, I think Villa are a better team right now.
But it's different from the Serie A going to Europe. They had a
Yeah,
better.
but
quality.
Atalanta proved.
Yeah, they proved. Yeah,
They proved that in Europe they could.
they can do it. Yeah, that's
They can
what
do
I
it.
say.
That's why I was shocked when they lost against Bruges 2
Yeah.
weeks ago. But
Yeah,
I'm
again,
gonna
I think-
say that Aston Villa is the favorite to win. I
Okay.
don't know if it's if maybe they're gonna win tonight and next week. Maybe I think it's more plausible to win at home in
Yeah.
Birmingham. Maybe today they can leave Belgium with a draw.
Yeah, I think a draw would be a good result away from home. Like, you look at Bruges did beat Atalanta last game week, like you
Bergamo,
say,
yeah.
and in Bergamo as well. So a draw would be a good result, but I do think that Villa have the quality to be able to snatch a really scrappy 1-0 win and take that back to Brum with them.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The second game, it's gonna kick off at 9 o'clock Roman time, 8 o'clock.
Not even Italian.
UK?
Roman time.
No, Roman time.
Roman time.
Roman time, yeah, Roman time.
It's Borussia Dortmund Lille.
Yeah.
At the same time, we're gonna have Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, and PSV Arsenal.
For Borussia,
Okay.
Dortmund,
Let's start with
say
Dortmund Lille.
2-1.
Yeah.
2-1
Two.
Borussia.
Yeah.
Even 3-1.
I'm going to say 2-0 Dortmund. I'm not too fussed on Dortmund right now. I don't think their team's great compared to what it's been in years gone by. But Lille are also a team that I don't see much from. I think whoever wins this game is, I don't think this game is one of the more important games of the Champions League anymore. I think
Jacob, what's
whoever
about
wins this.
the exact result?
I'm gonna say 3-2 Lille.
Really? Yeah, see, that's what I mean. I don't think Dortmund
Damn.
are the team that they once were.
Absolutely.
3-2 Lille is a lot.
And I think in Germany, Lille wins it.
I don't know whether they win
I'm
it tonight.
confident
But
about
I think Lille will win next week in France.
We're gonna see Jordan
That's
David masterclass today.
What player he is, by the way.
And I'm going to drop the mic, but I'm not gonna but I wanted to drop the mic.
We don't have money to get another one.
Exactly. We're gonna talk about PSV Arsenal before the big match of today.
Okay, actually, I want to hear your opinions on the PSV Arsenal game before I say anything.
I think it should be Arsenal win also because they played against each other during the group stage, right?
Yeah.
Let me
I
look it
think
up.
so.
But they played against each other and Arsenal won.
I think the match before
Com-
the Juventus one.
Maybe the last match of the. Let me see. During the league stage.
No, they didn't.
They didn't, but I remember Arsenal playing against a Dutch team. I don't know why. Maybe I'm wrong. But
I'll have a look now.
No.
okay, no.
They played
No.
Shakhtar, they played Inter, they played Sporting, Monaco,
Maybe
Dinamo
maybe
Zagreb.
I got it wrong with the Girona game. That it was a red
Yeah.
and white team.
Yeah, maybe.
I think Arsenal should win it.
think
Obviously,
yes,
they don't have a proper striker right now, so they could be having a little bit more difficulty. But PSV, I think it's a good team, but it's not as good as it should be.
It should be
for-
flawless for
for
Arsenal.
going forward in the tournament against Arsenal.
Okay, I'm going to be quite controversial here. I think I'm only saying I don't know whether to say that I fully believe it because I don't think I do, but I wouldn't be surprised if Eindhoven get a result tonight. But overall, I think Arsenal will win the tie. I think the injury crisis that Arsenal have at the minute is bad. You're playing Marino as a striker who is a centre mid.
I'm not going to dismiss it, but as of complete team, complete squad, Arsenal, as of now, also without a proper striker, without Saka that is injured, without Martinelli, Tomiyasu, and everyone that is not playing today, I think it's still a better team.
I think they are a better team.
Obviously,
but I just wouldn't be surprised if
you're gonna
PSG
shit
get a
on
result.
Arsenal because you're a Liverpool fan. So
No. I genuinely think Arsenal will
I'll not trust
win the tie. But
Nah.
I don't know. I just think it's. I think it's one of those games where Arsenal will lose 1-0 or draw, and then they'll go on and win the next leg in the Emirates comfortably. That's what I think will happen. I'm not, if Arsenal win, I'm not going to be like, oh my god, I can't believe that happened.
I
just
think it could be
if any game is going to be an upset, it's going to be
kind of
that.
difficult match. Everything could happen.
Is it-
But Arsenal is
Juventus
Arsenal.
lost 3-1 2 weeks ago in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. That's what I mean. I think PSV are a better team than people maybe think.
Yeah,
but also
but
I think
it's worse
Arsenal are
than
in a
before.
situation where they're struggling.
PSV is worse than last year or the year before.
You have to think even that
Yeah.
they played with a bad Juventus, a really bad
Absolutely.
Juventus in a shit
Yeah, true.
situation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, true. I'm just saying. I think if there's going to be a shock, I think that would be the upset.
So
Yeah.
that's the upset. For you, the upset will not be Real Atletico with a winner.
Again, I think the Real Atletico game, it could go either way, and either way, I don't think you can really call it an upset. I think obviously Atletico, are
in the
not the
Champions League, you
favourites.
could call it an upset. Obviously, Atletico is a huge team.
But it's a derby.
In the
But
Champions
it's a
League,
derby.
in the Champions League, it should be an upset if Atletico goes through. Only because
Yeah.
Atletico does not have the history that Real Madrid has with the Champions League.
sure.
No, true. But I think the fact that it's in the Bernabeu is a massive thing for Real. I think that will, that will be the decider in terms of, I think a derby is so difficult to predict. I don't think you can go off, it's Champions League. It's still the two teams of Madrid playing each other where form doesn't come into it. It's the same when Roma and Lazio play. Lazio were dominating in the league and Roma beat them. It's like when Liverpool play Everton, you wouldn't expect a draw. If it was at home for Atletico, then I
but
think
it's different.
it would be a different game.
It's
I think
different.
Real will win.
If you put on a scale the derby side of the game and the Champions League side of the game for Real Madrid, the Champions League side should be more a little bit more powerful and more
It brings something
strong.
more.
Yeah,
match.
exactly.
No, I agree with you on that. But I just think
when
it's
the
not.
Champions
It
League,
wouldn't be the upset that
champs,
the PSV Arsenal would be.
What? Sorry.
Yeah, I just don't think it would be the same as if PSG beating Arsenal would be an upset. This would be a massive win for Atletico if they got it, but I don't think it would be it would be an upset, but not as big of an upset, if you know what I'm saying. Like,
No, okay.
if it was in Atletico, then I wouldn't even call it an upset.
Okay.
It's a derby. I don't know. I think anything can happen in a derby.
Agree with it as well.
Okay. I get it. We also need to remind everyone that Bellingham is not playing today because he's disqualified for the game. So obviously that's a huge absence for Real Madrid. Then tomorrow we start the match day with Feyenoord Inter. I don't want to say that Inter.
After what happened last time, when we
it's
predicted
gonna
any
win,
of the
but
Italian games.
For me, it's a draw.
They should
Tomorrow
win.
draw. It will be a draw.
Yeah, I
Tomorrow,
think
a draw tomorrow and
draw
a win
tomorrow.
next week is
It's much probable.
it's still a good
Yeah.
thing for Inter.
Yeah, I think the problem we've got with Inter Feyenoord, I think the main talking point for us, based off what we said about the Inter Napoli game, is this game is so important to Inter to prove to the world and to Italy what that they are that was just a hiccup. Yeah, that was just a hiccup. This is still this monster of a team that we think they should be. Especially it's the performance.
Tomorrow. Sorry.
I do as well, but I think that is why I think this is so important to them. They need to play well, but Feyenoord away games are always going to be more difficult naturally, but I don't know. I think a draw, maybe a 1-0 Inter win. It'll be again a scrappy game.
We saw a lot of 1-0 victory in the Champions League victories for Inter this season.
Lots.
Obviously, news of today is that Çalhanoğlu and Sommer have traveled with the team, so they are in the Netherlands right now.
I don't think Sommer will.
They are in Rotterdam. Di Marco will not be available, so obviously that's.
Disqualified or?
No, we have
an injury.
a shout out from Lloyd, loving these guys, love from Wales.
Lloyd's one of my best mates at home, so appreciate that, Lloyd.
So they're best friends.
I don't want to mispronounce this name, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, it's so it's way difficult.
Actually, wait. Before you say it, I want to hear, before I say it, sorry, I want to hear what you're gonna say.
Bryson.
That was close up. Brachan Fish. Yeah, it's these are actually my boys.
We are gonna call him Fish.
Fish.
Yeah,
that's what we call him. Yeah.
He says thoughts on the Celtic winning UCL.
It should be. It could be a funny thing.
Given that they're not in the competition anymore.
They will.
Yeah, they might still win it just because you said that now, Fish.
They're playing it. Not playing it. Yeah, from outside the stadium.
Yeah.
They impressed me this season. I didn't think Celtic.
Who? Oh, Celtic.
Bro. They went to the playoff. I thought Celtic was one of the first teams to get eliminated during the group stage.
They did really well against Bayern.
Exactly. That's why I'm thinking. That's why I'm saying that they impressed.
They were
me
unlucky.
this season.
They were really unlucky.
Exactly.
I think. What did we say about that game last podcast? We wrote Celtic off. Bayern. You think, oh well, that's easy, and then Celtic, fair play to them, they held them. They were unlucky.
Bro, Celtic were unlucky. Obviously, Bayern is a powerhouse, so you cannot say that you are unlucky when you lose to a powerhouse.
No, absolutely.
But at the same time, they played much better than everyone thought.
No, 100%.
That's the plot said.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of Bayern, what are your thoughts on the Bayern Leverkusen game tomorrow? Because I think that could be a huge game.
Maybe tomorrow we'll finish with a Bayern win, with a Munich win. But I think Leverkusen is gonna go through.
I think Leverkusen playing the second game at home
Yeah,
is crucial in this tie.
they are gonna go through.
Yeah, I think Bayern will need a massive, massive game tomorrow with Bayern, like with having the home
and
stadium
they are not
first.
in their best period of form.
No, exactly.
Neither is Leverkusen. Don't get me wrong.
No.
But at the same time, I'm gonna say
Bayern
that
is still top of the
Leverkusen is
league, are
gonna
they
win.
not?
Bayern is struggling as well, right?
Bayern is not struggling. We cannot say
They're
that
not
Bayern
struggling.
is
They're,
struggling.
yeah,
No,
no,
With
they're 8 points
8
clear.
points gap.
Yeah, but not the performance that they always
No,
have.
maybe not.
Yeah.
But I think in the Bundesliga,
Where it
I think
doesn't count.
after last year, it's been the only year where you've had like a bogey team in Leverkusen. I don't know if you can call them a bogey team, but yeah, I think maybe you're right. Yeah, maybe I think it might be a Bayer Leverkusen advantage having the second game at their stadium.
Yeah,
What
and
about-
also if you think about, I'm gonna like 2 weeks ago they played against each other in the Bundesliga, so we know that, and they drew. Yeah, I'm gonna check it, but I think it was a 0-0. So it was a really tough and close match, but no one could have done anything more. And the first game during the week, during the season, they also played in the round of 16 in the DFB Pokal, and Leverkusen went through.
They lost as well.
So
With the red card as
Another
well
thing.
for Bayern.
yeah, and they drew also in the first game of the season, or their first game of the season against each other.
It could be a nice game.
1-1.
Nice game to
Yeah,
watch.
it could be a
I'm
really
gonna
good game to
say
watch.
that I think Leverkusen is gonna go through. Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe they are not gonna win tomorrow. But at the end
At
of
the
the
end.
round
Overall.
of 16, they're gonna go through.
Yeah, I think
The last
yeah.
two games of the Champions League week.
Benfica, Barca. I want
Benfica,
to speak
Barca,
about
and
first.
PSG,
I want to leave
Liverpool.
PSG, Liverpool to last.
We are
'cause
gonna
obviously being a
leave it
Liverpool fan.
for last. Benfica Barcelona is a game. I think Benfica also impressed me. Is the team that impressed me this season. I
Yeah,
thought they were a
absolutely.
little bit more of a.
Yeah, they did a good rush.
Yeah,
I also think the game that they showed everyone who like this is who we are was against Barca as well. They had that one striker
Yeah,
who
but-
just was
and that's why
phenomenal.
where I
Again,
was
too much
going.
use-
They played incredible against Barca, going 3-1 up, right?
3-1. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they lost. So
Again, but I think
it's
you-
not something you could only say. They played incredibly against Barca, but they lost. So at the end of
No,
the game,
exactly.
at the end of the day,
That's what it remains.
yeah. And
I
that's
think
the only game they played
maybe-
against each other in the last 2 years. Obviously, I think Barcelona is a better team. They are gonna go through, but I think Benfica maybe they can have something to say. But
yeah, I agree. I think tomorrow night they could genuinely get a result in that game. I think overall in the tie, same with the other games we've spoken about. I think Barca will go through
yeah.
overall in the tie, but Benfica could cause them some problems tomorrow. I really, really have, like you say, I've been so impressed by them with the way they've played in the Champions League. I don't watch the Portuguese league, so I can't say what they've been like there.
I
But
only
in the
watched
Champions League, they've been
game
brilliant.
too. So yeah. We have 2 new messages right before talking about the last Champions League game, PSG Liverpool. I wanna shout out to Seth that said Southampton will win the Champions League in the next 5 years.
No. Straight to the
Championship, maybe.
Obviously, I
point.
think
The championship.
it's a little bit of a joke, but they can do it.
They
I think
can
they
do it.
can do it.
Celtic
Mate, they
Southampton
can't.
in 2 years.
Celtic Southampton in the
They
final.
really
final thing.
can't.
2 years in a row. The first year Celtic wins. The second year Southampton wins.
Honestly, the closest thing Southampton are to winning will be League One in 2 seasons' time.
Maybe.
Like
No,
terrible team.
That's
Yeah.
more possible than
They can do it.
More
But
possible than the Champions League.
Look at Wrexham for.
Yeah, true. Well, I mean, Southampton will be looking at
Wrexham
Wrexham
at
next year when they
least,
play each other in the Championship.
They could be going up this season, so it could
Yeah,
be
I think
a fun team to go and maybe do a vlog of Wrexham.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Yeah, right next to Ryan Reynolds
Ryan
and
Reynolds, yeah.
Rob Beckelani.
We'll be getting invited by Ryan Reynolds.
Obviously. is watching this right now, this live, and he's saying we need to invite them.
We will sleep at Harry's house and then go with Ryan Reynolds to watch the match.
Also wanna shout out to
Try it again.
to
Try
Reece.
the name again.
Reece
Reece.
Reece?
that said that Barcelona will be in the final this year.
And to Fish that...
Yeah, this could be happening, but they remember that Barcelona is in the bracket of Bayern, Leverkusen, and Inter. So maybe I'm just saying maybe they could lose in the semi-final against one of these three teams.
I do think Barcelona would be Inter these days with the way the
Right now, yeah. Obviously,
right now,
the
definitely.
semi-finals is in 2 months, 1 month and a half.
true.
So.
Anything could happen.
Also, Fish is complaining about your camera quality.
True. Completely.
I'm on a laptop. What like realistically, what do you want me to do?
Spend some money on it.
We'll get
And also,
we'll get a better camera another time.
And also, Luis Thomas said that Liverpool against Arsenal is going to be the UCL final because
we're on the same side of the bracket, so that wouldn't work.
Will dominate other European teams.
I think if they weren't on the same side of the bracket, maybe.
It's really bold to say that when City lost awfully against Real Madrid 2 weeks ago. Obviously, Premier League right now is the better league, has one of the best teams in Europe. But it's hard to say that Arsenal and Liverpool are going to the finals together. Also because I think they are in the same bracket.
They're the same side of the bracket, yeah.
So it's impossible, Luis.
It's impossible.
Do your homework. No, your homework on the bracket, on the Champions League bracket, obviously. I think. Seth also asked you, Harry, how many teams do you support?
I support one.
It's a little
How
bit
it's
of
called? How
a
it's
plastic fan.
Which
No,
one is
right,
it?
I support one. I support one before he says anything.
Tell it.
Cap. I'm gonna send
Literally,
the
they're gonna
edition cap
rinse
to
me
you
about
right
this
now.
Come on,
Uh-huh.
tell it. Tell it to the world.
What? Who I support?
Yeah.
Wait,
already
wait,
told
I'll let you go
everyone.
first. I'll let you go first.
No.
It's where it told
They
it.
did not. They did not ask us. They
Dolce
asked
per
you.
Calcio knows which team we support.
Wait, have you guys said who you support then? 5?
Yeah.
No. Okay. Well, I'm a Liverpool
Reece
fan,
says
but
5.
Reece says
I'm
5.
also a Lazio fan.
Okay, so you're a plastic fan. Okay, so let's go. Let's go to the. Let's go
Okay.
to
Well,
the
actually,
last.
speaking about Lazio, I want to have a really quick look at the
We're gonna
Europa
talk
League
about the
and-
the
We
Europa
get
League,
it.
but we need to finish the Champions League, bro. I know.
Oh,
that
yeah,
last
God,
one
yeah,
is
Liverpool,
your
yeah.
first team,
We missed just one match.
last one, PSG Liverpool. Your team. You said
yeah,
this is
my
your
team, my team.
This
That
is
looks awful now. Okay, well, I mean, I'll probably take the front on this one.
If he supports one, he's also over 6 foot.
You can tell that my mates are just taking this over.
yeah, and
Yeah, we're gonna pretend that's
Thank
not
you all.
happening.
thank
you
you,
all.
really.
Yeah.
Go.
Can we swear in this?
It depends. On this.
Okay, not what I want to say.
Okay.
Okay, we'll
Go
go on
to
to the
PSG
Liverpool
Liverpool.
PSG game.
We need to talk about also the unpopular opinions. We need to do the big
Yeah,
match at the end.
yeah.
So go.
I think that's what the
from
boys
now
are looking forward to. Okay,
We got
so
15 minutes.
PSG Liverpool. I think PSG will win tomorrow night 1-0, or it'll be a draw because it's in Parc des Princes. They're doing really well. Ousmane Dembele is one of the most on-form players in the world right now. Brady Barcola is brilliant. Kvaratskhelia is a great player. As a team, maybe other areas they do lack, but even then, I think their team is very underrated. You got Neves, Vitinha in that centre mid, who are incredible. Zaire Emery is another one who's young and is just looking amazing. Liverpool, on the other hand, I think we are arguably the best team in the world right now. However, a game in Paris, we
A
know
lot
through
of
Theo.
arguably. There's a big arguably. I think.
It's football. It's football. Everything's an argument.
I
Come on,
know.
guys.
I love it. I love it.
I know, but
I think we know from Theo how much of an atmosphere you get at Parc des Princes with PSG and their ultras. I think Liverpool will have a difficult game there. Whether it will be, I don't think it's going to be a massive win for anyone. It'll be a 1-0 win for either team or a draw, in my opinion.
I agree with it.
I agree.
Salah
but at the same time,
is-
I think it's easy to say that PSG right now they are playing so good. They are maybe the best on form team of the season, of this 2025 part of the season. But don't get me wrong, they played against teams that are so far below their level.
And they struggle.
They didn't struggle. They played great football. They scored 5, 6, 7 goals every game. But the other teams are really in almost shitty position playing against this type of team, this PSG team. I think this PSG team against a proper team like Liverpool, they are gonna start struggling.
Yeah.
I don't know if Liverpool is gonna go through, PSG is gonna go through. This is like the Atletico Real Madrid draw. This is the more close game that we have.
Yeah, I mean, as a Liverpool fan, I'm a bit like what you guys, say in Italy. I'm very like not pessimistic, but
Superstitious.
no, pessimistic, superstitious, pessimistic, one of the two. I don't want to say anything about who's going to go through because I'm a Liverpool fan, and like you say, I'm superstitious. But I'm also pessimistic in the way that I don't think a game in Parc des Princes is a game we're going to win. However,
okay. We can get it. Don't worry.
Yeah. However, I've been proven wrong a lot of times when I've been pessimistic this season, and I do think it is a game where our big players, Salah, Van Dijk, even the someone like Gravenberch, who's been arguably our best player this season, they're going to just need to be as good as they have been all season, and we should win.
Absolutely.
I think we should go through. I think the fact that it's at Anfield second leg as well is such an important factor.
We know what Liverpool can do with a second leg in Anfield.
Exactly.
We're gonna ask you some flash predictions for the games of the Europa League.
Fast, eh?
Yeah.
Really fast, because we have a lot of unpopular opinions to talk about. So I don't wanna take time from it. So Fenerbahce Rangers in
How
Turkey.
Oh, it's into it. Wait, hang on. Let me get the matches up so I can see where they are. Okay. Yeah,
I
I'm
said
ready
it.
now.
You don't.
Yeah, but shush. Yeah, still, I think Rangers.
Okay, I'm gonna say Fenerbahce, but okay. Bucharest against Olympic Lyon.
Draw.
Okay, I think too. Real Sociedad United. United.
1-0 Sociedad. And then United will win in the second leg. They'll batter them at Old Trafford.
Yeah, because this season at Old Trafford they are too powerful, too good.
Yeah, agreed. And I think they're... Oh, I don't know. I think it's such an important part to their season, the Europa League, especially now that they got knocked out of the FA Cup on Saturday as well, that whether they win tomorrow in a difficult stadium against a difficult team is one thing. When they play at their ground, in what is a season-defining game for them, I think United are
out of the games that
good
they
enough
played
to
and
really
they lost were defining games for the season, and they because
Yeah,
the game against Fulham the other night
but this has to
was
be
a
the last one
defining
though.
game, and not and letting Lindelof shoot the penultimate penalty was something abysmal, I think. But let's go through it. As at Hotspur, Tottenham.
Spurs.
Okay. Bodo Glimt Olympiacos.
Draw.
Okay, I like it. Ajax Eintracht Frankfurt.
Ajax.
Me too. Roma Athletic.
Roma.
Same page. And
I think
Victoria
Roma could
Pilsen,
actually.
Lazio.
I want to say I think Roma could actually finish the tie off in one game here.
Sorry, I left at the
Reese is
Reese
on fire, Reese is on
content.
fire.
Said only unbeaten team in Europe. United.
Yeah,
United,
he's a big Man
United.
United fan.
And also Fish asked, I think all of us, Martinelli is better than Salah. Thoughts?
Not a chance in
I
hell.
think Fish is an Arsenal fan, right?
No, he's a Bournemouth fan.
Ah, okay. Okay.
He loves Philip Billing though.
Okay, but I think Kluivert is better than Salah.
What the hell
100%.
have you just said?
I'm joking. Don't
Take the joke.
don't start yapping about. I'm joking. I'm not gonna read the last comment.
We didn't
Sorry.
see nothing.
No. The last one's got context. He works in a prison.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, no,
He
nothing
changed everything.
weird.
He
Yeah.
changed everything.
Okay.
And the last game is Victoria Pilsen Lazio.
I will refuse to answer that.
Okay, I'm gonna say Lazio.
What I will let I'll let you guys answer that.
Lazio.
Okay.
The Conference League, I'm gonna say only the big games. So I'm sorry for the Jagiellonia Białystok against the Circle Bruges, but I'm not gonna talk about only because we don't know these teams enough to talk about the games. I wanna point out the more important games like
Italian ones.
Panathinaikos Fiorentina.
Fiorentina.
Should go through, yeah.
Yeah.
Copenhagen Chelsea.
It has to be Chelsea. I think Chelsea win this competition easily.
I don't know if
I
easily.
don't
Except
think easily, but
Except if Anthony has a masterclass for Betis.
Betis and Fiorentina are on the same side.
I think Betis against
Fiorentina in the
Vittoria.
semifinal. In the probable.
Betis beat Vittoria, and I think Betis would beat Fiorentina right now on form.
Okay. So right now we're gonna go to the penultimate segment of this episode. It was a quite fun and full episode.
Yeah.
As of now, we're gonna go to the let me talk. Let me talk.
Okay, so I'm
and
gonna
I know
take
that
over.
Harry has a lot of unpopular opinions.
Yes. Well, I mean, I've gathered a few from friends.
Exactly.
So a lot of them are actually in this, but I'm going to start with one that I found really.
Say the name
really
of the one
interesting.
that.
So this is from my friend Curtis, and he says Rodrigo is more important to Real Madrid than Vinny. And let me get on my phone up the message because he did give me a reason why.
Okay.
So he says, from a tactical outlook, he's more versatile and helps facilitate Mbappe better than Vinny does. He's not lazy, and when he plays with Mbappe, they're not operating in the same spaces like what I've seen Vinny and Mbappe do. So what I would say to that, first of all, I'm going to let you guys actually have, the debate on it. But what I'll say is, does that mean that he's more important to playing with Mbappe, or does that mean he's more important to playing for Real Madrid as a team?
I think maybe in the long run, the thing that your friend Curtis said, it can be clear to everyone, because Vinicius and Mbappe, maybe they make a loose balance to Real Madrid a little bit more than Rodrigo and Mbappe. Obviously, you cannot say that because Vinicius was the runner-up in the Ballon d'Or this year. Incredible season last year with the Champions League title, the La Liga title, best goal scorer in the La Liga, right? Last season. No, maybe not. But I don't. No, obviously the Roman gladiator Dobbik was the best La Liga goal scorer. But I'm gonna say it's not an awful unpopular opinion, but at the same time, right now we cannot say that Rodrigo should start more than Vinicius. It's a really difficult one. Kudos to Curtis. It was a really fun and complicated unpopular opinion to judge.
Okay, you guys ready for another one?
Yeah, Fish, we're gonna respond to your last question in a bit. Hi to Ale Goino, that is watching us from Maastricht.
So the next one is from Brachan Rees, and he said Pogba is the best technically gifted midfielder in Premier League history. So I'm going to throw out the two names that I always say to him when we have this debate.
I don't even think that Pogba's prime is in the Premier League. That's the thing.
No, okay. But what I'll say is the two players that I always throw out there would be Ozil and De Bruyne. But if you want to change it to be the prime, so Pogba's prime would be the most technically gifted player in the Prem if that was when he was in his prime, was in the Prem. If that makes sense.
I think De Bruyne is still better. Ozil maybe not, but I don't know. I really loved Ozil growing up. So
see, I can understand where you come from, De Bruyne, but I'm a massive fan of Pogba, and I think it's
massive Man City-ator. that's
No.
the only thing.
I love De
You
Bruyne.
can
I think
say
De Bruyne
everything
is
you
such a
want, but
joy to watch.
I'm only saying
Pogba,
Man City shit.
Pogba played for Man United. I clearly hate them more than I hate City. However, Pogba, his technical ability is one of the best I've seen. It's a shame he didn't do better at United because
what
he
he
was
did in
so
Juventus in
good.
the last years in Juventus.
Shane also watched a
Yeah.
lot of Pogba because
Yeah.
obviously he's
true.
a Juventus.
I loved him. I loved
fan,
him
so.
too when he
He's
was
so
in
good.
Juventus, but after that, it kind of dropped.
Even with France, just some of the passes he made look so easy that were just
even the goal that he
ridiculously
did
difficult.
in the
In
World
the
Cup,
round of 16 in the Europe,
yeah.
in the
The
Europe
Europes
against
as well,
And do you remember that one for Juve where it just like hits away from it and just
that's
goes
his
in?
prime. And,
That's his prime.
but it was
Yeah,
like
that was
the first
amazing.
stint at Juventus.
Bro, I was still drinking.
It was
milk
at the
in
stadium.
morning.
You were at the stadium there?
We had the stadium.
No, you were at the stadium.
I was okay. No, I scored it. It was me.
It was you, yeah. What a player. Okay,
Bishop
what
was
about
the
another
stunt
one then?
double for the video, for the clip.
Okay, I've got one from Louis.
Yeah.
I think this one is an interesting one for you guys to talk about, being Italian. And it's Calciopoli ruined Italian football's global reputation. Now, if you guys could give an explanation to a lot of the people watching who maybe don't know what Calciopoli is. And then
Calciopoli
explain.
was a scandal that wrecked the Italian football world in the 2006, in which a lot of the the people that worked in the managerial spots in the Italian teams, in not all Italian teams, don't get me wrong, most of them, but only 3 or 4 were then
sanctioned.
They paid referees, or they tried to have their referee schedule for their game was a little bit of a mess. Obviously, Juventus went down in the Serie B for it. Milan got deducted a lot of points. That season, the 2005 season, was declared without a winner. The title was stripped from Juventus. And in the 2006 season, the declared winner was Inter, that came third that year in the Serie A table. In fact, in Italy, it's a little bit of a joke that Scudetto for Inter is like the Scudetto of a paper mache Scudetto.
-1.
So
it was a bad period for.
It was
Italian
a bad
football.
period. If you want to have a look, more detailed look, you can watch it on Netflix. There was like a special about it. Obviously, it's
a lot of stuff on YouTube as well.
On YouTube,
Yeah,
but
YouTube
on
for
Netflix
sure.
they did a
series about it.
I've seen it, a really good episode about it during a series that talks about sports scandals. Obviously, we cannot talk about it in a real, actual, detailed way, only because we don't have the time.
It was really intricate.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you think about it, the Italian national team went to the Germany World Cup in 2006 that we won during that time, during the discovery of everything and the first deductions of points, and then Juventus went to Serie B. A lot of the Juventus, the CEO and the director of sports were
arrested, no?
Were arrested, yeah, absolutely. So it's a bit of a mess.
But it's
But
not.
I think
today it's not felt anymore. Like
that's not what ruined the Italian football for Europe. The fact is, the level that Italian football had for all the 80s, 90s, and the first 2000. It was something else. Obviously, we don't have that type of level of football anymore.
Now it's getting a little better.
It's getting a lot better, I think, than before.
I think from when Ronaldo came to Juventus, something switched internationally.
The big thing that is really difficult is that before, lots of players wanted to come here in Italy and play. Right now, a lot less, also because Italy does not have the money that maybe a lot of the other teams can
spend.
Yeah, absolutely. If you think about it, we've seen in the last few weeks, last year Luton Town that went down got more money from TV rights than Inter that won the Scudetto. So that's
Which is crazy.
like 50 millions more.
Yeah, 50 millions more. Not like a million or 2 millions more. 50
So
million more.
the money side of the level from Premier League and Serie A is a really big thing to think about. We're gonna talk about 1 second with Fish that said CR7 or Messi. I'm a Messi fan, so I'm gonna say Messi, but obviously it's not something. It's too subjective to be. There's no first and good reason to say Messi. No,
Messi, no. In my opinion, they're two completely different type of players.
Absolutely. Okay. But I love more Messi because I love more the talent and the way.
That's what I think as well. Messi's the
like
talent.
Harry in a Saturday night, the way he touches the ball.
Honestly, just world class, really. Oh, you saw how dog shit I was last time we played. That was tragic.
I was not saying in the.
You struggle with Italian football. That's.
Oh right, yeah, dog shit at that as well. I would say Messi. I used to be a massive CR7 fan, but I watched both of them play, and when you see them in person, I'm so lucky to have seen both of them.
I watched only Messi in person. I went to a Napoli-Barcelona game in the Champions League right before COVID.
It's amazing watching them do the things you don't see on the TV, like the little runs they do, and how Messi could be considered lazy because he walks around, but he conserves his energy and he pounces when he needs to and stuff like that. But also the one thing I would say is Ronaldo had a bad game in a bad Man United performance. Messi had a great game in a great Argentina game. But again, I think Messi was the player who made Argentina play well. Ronaldo couldn't carry that United team on that day. I just think Messi is just phenomenal to watch. Like both of them are, two of the best players of all time, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Last question right before the big match. Always from Fish. Saudi League in the UCL.
Absolutely no. Absolutely
no. I don't want to see it. I don't want to even.
I think a lot of people are talking about it, but then I think the fact that it's a European competition, you can't, because Ronaldo's there, you can't just be like, oh, Ronaldo, Ronaldo's
but Ronaldo is not even the Ronaldo that he was before.
Exactly. No, exactly. I think if you do that, then you have to let the Americans in, and then you have to let, all sorts of other continents in
to the
because
point,
of big
for
players.
me it's bullshit.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, so we can start with the last part of our podcast, the big match, in which me and Harry are gonna battle it out. We're gonna start with 4 rounds of the wheel. The wheel is gonna tell us 2 teams, and we need to give the first name that played with both teams. The second part is for questions quiz, and then we have the last part of the big match is 2 career path that we need to figure out who's the player. You ready, Harry?
I'm ready.
Are we ready to rumble?
We are indeed. I'm a little bit nervous,
here,
but
okay.
Everyone. I'm just gonna go
Harry
oink.
Just make a noise.
I'm just gonna say oink.
Harry is gonna do his best orgasm.
No.
Brilliant. By the way, Fish, we love this game as well.
Fish knows
I
it.
love
What?
this game.
What? Are you making coming out?
But honestly, Fish is going to be like telling me later about how much he loves you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, mate.
Okay, so Dishan, go with the wheel.
First one, don't look at my computer.
Yeah, I'm not looking. I'm looking.
Ajax.
I can be here. Ajax, the first team. Harry.
Yeah.
PSG.
I'm gonna say no. Fuck, I got it wrong.
Godo.
Fuck, I was gonna say someone. Fuck, bro. You have the.
It's your turn, Harry.
I had two players that played for PSV, so
See, I was gonna say Depay, but I don't think Depay's played for PSG, is he? I've got time to think about this, have I?
Yeah, not too much, but yeah.
Xavi Simons.
No, he played for PSV.
Wait, what? Oh, was it Ajax? Shit, yeah, of course it was.
That's what I thought. So the first one is wrong for everyone.
God, we look like knobheads right now.
I thought about Xavi Simons and Wijnaldum, but the both of them were wrong. So
Bayern Munich.
Yes.
And Villarreal.
Fuck.
Oink. I don't know if he did. Pepe Reina.
Yeah. Yes.
sì.
Yes. It's good.
Bravo.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
1-0.
Grazie.
Yeah.
That was a
pretty
good one. Bravo.
I completely forgot that he played for Villarreal until last
Yeah.
season.
So did I. I wasn't sure about it, but that's where he went before Como, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I thought so.
Dortmund
Okay.
and Ajax.
Oink. Donyell Marlin. Oh, he was PSV as well.
Yeah. So I have my
You
time.
got- you
I have
got
my
it.
time.
You got
Honestly,
your
I hate this.
Okay. Sebastian Haller. He should have
Yeah.
played for Ajax, right?
Yeah.
You sure, Harry? You know it.
I remember him
did he-
with the
I think
Ajax
he played for
shirt.
Ajax. Yeah.
Ajax. Yeah.
Yes. 1-1.
1-1.
Okay.
The last one.
The last one, yeah, before going to the quiz.
Bayern Munich again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chelsea.
Oink. Iron Robin.
Yes.
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 Right. 2-1, Harry. Attention. Attention that yesterday, hey, Jakob was all cool. I always win at this game.
Actually,
Honestly, I never win at that game, so I'm so glad I did.
This is the first time I'm losing.
You're in difficult.
You know what I like about? Normally, I like this game where you play it, and you've got time to think and you can pick the square. This is so difficult because you're on the spot so quickly, and it's
yeah,
like teams
that's
like
the
you
beauty.
guys beat me,
That's
like,
the beauty.
We have to make content.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, no, I like that one. That's good.
Okay, let's do some general football culture quizzes. The first question is, which stadium has the highest seating capacity in Europe?
Oink,
The new Bernabeu.
oink, 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 oink.
No.
Fuck.
Are you counting stadiums that are like? You can either say Camp Nou before it was built or after it was built, but it doesn't count now whilst it's being.
Yeah, that's
Does it
why
count
I
now?
thought
Yeah.
Camp
Yeah, okay,
Nou
perfect.
Was
Yeah.
not included because, or now it's
No,
not
before.
available.
It's
Yeah, I'm sure you did. Yeah, sure you did.
99,354.
I went 2 times
Yeah,
in
it's-
Camp Nou.
That's crazy.
It's mad and it's amazing.
Fuck.
So 3-1 Harry.
Fuck.
Which club has played the most UEFA Champions League finals without ever winning?
Oink, Juventus.
No.
That's wrong.
Shit.
They won 2 times, 84, 85, and 96.
Wait. Oh, I thought you meant is it? Yeah, but is it?
Without
Is
winning.
it as in-
Without winning.
Without-
Yeah,
winning.
yeah. But Juve have played finals where they haven't won, or is it just they haven't? This team has never ever won.
This never won.
Never ever.
Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah, fine, fair enough.
So I have time.
You have time.
I can think about it. I have 2 names in my mind.
You're looking at the answers, in my opinion.
No, I'm not. I'm not looking.
No, it's not looking. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Atletico Madrid.
Atletico Madrid is right.
Okay.
Fair enough.
3-2,
Yeah, well done.
Yes.
I was gonna say someone like
Yes.
Leon, but I think they won it, didn't they?
Reese says Arsenal, but they only played in 1 final, right? So
Yeah, and they still don't win.
Who was the first player to score in 5 different FIFA World Cups?
Oink.
Jacopo first.
Yeah,
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Cristiano.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Sui.
3-0.
3-all.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So this is the last question, right?
Last question, yeah.
Which club has the longest unbeaten run in top flight football history?
Oink. Arsenal.
Wrong. Jacopo third.
Fuck, this is so important to get it because we 3-0 with the last 2 career path to do.
Clock is ticking.
Uh,
I'm gonna say Real Madrid.
Wrong.
Oh, it's gonna be like Bayern or something. Isn't it?
Let's do the other round. Harry, your turn. But 5 seconds.
Bayern.
Wrong.
Barcelona.
Wrong.
Fuck. We don't know.
AC Milan.
AC Milan.
Really?
1991, 1993,
Ah,
58
okay.
unbeaten matches.
Okay. I get it.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Let's go to the careers.
The last two.
The last two. Let me think about it. We can do. You ready, guys?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
So, from 2009 to 2012, Manchester United. 2012, 2016, Juventus.
Paul Pogba.
Bro, Harry, you have to be quick. It was your best player.
Oh, incredible. The best
Incredible.
player,
Pogba,
technical
Pogba,
side I've
Pogba.
seen
He got-
in the Premier League,
I
and
was
he
trying
doesn't
to-
know it.
I was trying to help you.
He got there so quick. What do you mean? Like, he said
Bro,
Man
I'm
United
playing
2009,
it, bro.
2012. I'm like,
United,
okay, I'm trying to
Juventus.
think.
I,
And then
I
he
couldn't have
said,
given you the going back to United part. Otherwise, you could have got it.
no, you know, 100%. I would have got
I
it
took a
after
risk.
that. You know what's sad is I was about to go Patrice Evra. I was like, that was such a terrible shout. 2009, 2012.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd have looked like such a knob.
So 4-3. I cannot
4-3.
lose. Let's see
You
if I
cannot
can.
lose again.
I
Harry.
cannot lose. Yes, unbeaten. Still unbeaten.
Do your magic, Harry.
I was 3-1 up there. It's not really good for me.
No.
Thought I had Pepe
2004,
Reina. I
I'm
thought I'd
starting,
win this.
So
Yeah.
from 2004 to 2007, Troyes. 2 years.
Okay.
2 years.
Okay.
2007, 2011, Saint-Étienne. 2011, 2017, PSG. 2017, 2020, Juventus. 2020, 22, Inter Miami.
Matuidi.
Blaise Matuidi.
Ah, yeah, fair enough.
Yes. Yes.
Blaise Matuidi. What a player.
I'm awful at the career path ones. I'm so bad.
But it's the first time that Jacob was struggling.
I struggled for the first time. So
Okay, you saw one though, didn't you? I
Congratulations
still
to
look like a
you.
knob.
congratulations to
Oh,
you.
well, yeah, the pressure I put on you there. Oh,
The
so
pressure
much.
you
Too
put
much
on me.
pressure, too much pressure, too much.
Absolutely.
So, guys,
Thank you for watching.
it's been a great episode today.
great episode. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Are
everyone.
we going to do a quick fire predictions for this weekend in
Yeah,
Serie A?
absolutely. Sorry. The
Really quick?
Serie A prediction. Really. We start on Friday. Cagliari Genoa. Really easy.
Okay, I'm going to say
Cagliari.
1-0 Cagliari.
Okay. Remember to clip this one.
Oh, also, and
Parma
you guys have to
Torino.
give your... No, I want your predictions as well.
Cagliari win.
Cagliari win, yeah. Parma Torino.
Okay. 1-0 Torino.
Okay. I think is gonna be a draw.
Torino.
I think it's gonna be a draw. Como Venezia.
Como 2-0.
Como 2-0.
3-1. Como. Lecce Milan.
Milan 2-0.
Milan 3-1.
1-0 Milan. Inter Monza.
4-1 Inter.
Draw.
3-0.
Ooh.
It's chatting shit. Don't worry. I'm gonna
Shock.
say 3-0 Inter. Hellas Verona Bologna.
Bologna 2-1.
Bologna 2-1.
Bologna 2-0. Napoli Fiorentina. I'm not gonna say this one.
Why?
1-0 Napoli.
Just tell it.
I'm gonna say
3-0,
it's gonna be
Napoli.
another draw. 1-1. Empoli Roma.
Roma 3-1.
Roma 1-0.
It's gonna be a draw for me. It's gonna be a 1-1 or a 2-2. Juventus Atalanta.
3-0 Juve.
Unfortunately, saying draw.
I'm gonna say 1-2 Atalanta.
Bastard dog.
This is the match they're gonna be back on top. So, guys. Thank
Oh,
you for watching.
whoa. There's a Monday as well.
Monday. Yeah. Sorry. Your
Oh.
team. One of your many teams. Lazio Udinese.
I'm going to say...
3-0
Well, I
Lazio.
don't really want to say anything. 1-0 Lazio.
I'm
3-0
gonna say a 1-1 Lazio Udinese. Yeah.
So many draws.
Yeah, but I'm
Yeah,
feeling it.
well, you can tell we're too scared to do this after the Champions League ones last time.
Absolutely. Last time I said every
No.
chance was going to go through. But so, thank you guys. for watching. Remember to follow us on TikTok and Instagram. We're gonna put a lot more clips of our games and our podcasts on our social.
And you'll
So stay
find,
tuned.
And you'll find the episode on Apple Music
And Spotify from tomorrow.
in the next days.
And
We lost Harry's for the
thank
webcam.
you. We lost Harry.
Harry?
No, I'm still there.
Okay, it's back. It's back. So thank you guys. Remember, we are always live on next week, the same time. So be there. And I'm gonna say bye to Harry from Wales.
See you guys in a bit.
I'm gonna say bye to Dishan with me. And thank you.
See you guys next week.
See you. And
Forza
always
DFC.
Forza Dolce Far Calcio.
Forza